Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. Now, I've been doing a lot of soul searching. As much soul searching I can do in under 24 hours because it hasn't been very long since I last recorded our second round bout against the Dallas Stars. After going up 3-1 in the series and dropping it in 7, I've gotten a lot of suggestions, and I've been thinking about what to do. But before we get to the draft, let's talk about the postseason. And I'm going to try to keep myself composed, because I legitimately think that was one of the most it was a terrible way to finish out that series, because I legitimately jinxed us. I think somewhere around game 4, I said, oh, this is where our offense dries up. And that's exactly what happened. We lost the next 3 games and dropped it in 7. And you know what? I have to give credit where credit is due. Dallas is a phenomenal team, the second best team in the league. But on the other hand, we won 67 regular season games. 139 points this season. One of the best regular season in NHL history. I have a problem with losing in the second round, especially like that. If it was a hard-fought 7-game series, like back and forth, that's what I thought we were in for in games 1 and 2. It's like, oh yeah, split series. We head into Dallas and we wipe them out. And then everything turned on its head. We went out like cowards. And there's one man that is going to take the fall for it. Not me. No. We were a great regular season team. It's not like we flopped in the regular season, tried to make it in the postseason. We're a good team. But there are 1 or 2 aspects that are going to change. And the fall man this year is Jaden Weeman. If you don't know who Jaden Weeman is, he is our goaltender. We're gonna get to all the forward and defensive stats, but first, I want to talk about Jaden Weeman, because I have a bone to pick with him. But first, y'all are wondering, well, he's won a combined 160 games over the last 3 seasons. Yeah, I'll give him credit where credit is due. He's probably going to win the Vezina and the William M. Jennings. But remember what kind of teams we have built around him. And over the last 3 seasons, he's been one of our weakest players. He's not been consistent in the postseason. I can't recall a moment where he has legitimately bailed us out in recent memory. Those 2 cup runs, he was the fall guy every time we came this close to losing, and he held us in there. But at some point, you have to deal with the situation at hand. He's not a legitimate goaltender. Yes, he's 90 overall. Yes, he's going to win another trophy, but it's not all about trophies. He's not the guy here anymore. He's lost my confidence completely. And you know what? It would be a different situation if he hadn't have given up if he hadn't. Remember the last game we lost to Edmonton last year in the postseason? He gave up 4 straight third period goals. I want to say that was the last game of the series or the second last. He does that consistently. That is the most consistent thing he ever does. Is never bail us out. He does not bail us out. And you need a goaltender to do that sometimes. But trading him away isn't the worst thing to happen. We're going to be in a cap crunch this year again. We come from a place of strength with goaltending. We have Rensfeldt, we have Mackey, we have so many goalies budding for a position in the NHL. Jaden Weeman has not been the guy. And I know a lot of you guys are like, he's won 160 games in the last 3 seasons. Look at the forwards, look at the defensemen that have been in front of him. Yes, trading him away right this very second might hurt us in the regular season, but I think going forward, Jaden Weeman is no longer a Minnesota Wild. But we have a draft to get to. We're going to talk about the awards. We're going to find a trade or suitor for him. Because we know the draft is full of talent this year, and I want to get my hands on a top-rated prospect. And looking on the bright side, we have so many assets, we have so many great players. We're still going to be a good team next year and for the foreseeable future. We have 2 potential lottery picks this year. Boston and Edmonton, they finished with the exact same records, 82 points, both of them. So it's a long shot, but maybe the hockey gods smile on us today and we get a lottery pick. Either way, I want to trade up into the top 5 because there are some centermen that I want to get my hands on because we missed out last year. We got a decent young defensive prospect, but I'm looking for that legitimate next centerman. I know we have Francis, I know we have Nolan Patrick, but we're looking for that young gun. We are. Jaden Weeman, I've had enough of him. I have. I know. You might be screaming, ah! If the trade doesn't work, we won't. We won't trade him away. But if the trade is too good to look past, then we have to do it. Now let's work backwards. Let's talk about defensemen. There's a lot of guys here who had phenomenal postseasons. Marcus Mironov was one of them. Look at the run he was having. 12 games, he had 16 points. He's a legitimate offensive defenseman in this league, one of the most overshadowed guys in the league, comparing him to Quinn Hughes, 2 of the best defensemen in the entire NHL, and they had phenomenal postseasons. It's just a shame that we couldn't go any farther. Brandt Clark was having a great postseason. Werenski, we got him to just help us out, and we're probably going to lose him, which does suck, but that opens up a spot for a young guy in the AHL. Bissonnette and Potvin didn't put up the points. Potvin was pretty impressive defensively, and Bissonnette was middle of the road. I know he dealt with a lot there. He's a young guy. I don't always expect the best plus minus, but little victories count, and he didn't have a whole lot of them. So the defense overall was really, really good. And then Weeman, let it go. It's just a fact. Now let's talk about the forwards. And Anthony Francis is always going to be our top guy for the foreseeable future. Hopefully until he retires. Anthony Francis had a goal per game. 18 points in 12 games. He was having a phenomenal postseason run. He was finally getting back to the days of 30-plus points in 22 games. He was having that kind of run. He was having a legitimate, historic run. And it gets cut short because of... I don't want to put everything on Jaden Weeman, but damn it, you got to put it somewhere. Petrangelov and Newman were having great runs as well. Newman had 4-game winners. Over half the games we won in the postseason, he scored the game winners for them. It's so impressive. Nolan Patrick was having a phenomenal postseason. He might be an injury-prone guy. He didn't get injured once the regular season. He is known for getting hurt, but he hasn't been hurt very often, very recently. I really, really like what he brings to the table. Obviously, with the draft coming up, you never know, but I liked what he put up this season. Kaprizov didn't score a lot of goals in the first round, but he was consistently really, really helping us out, passing the puck, being a captain. He was a -2, though. He did put up with a lot of top-tier wingers. Patrick Laine. Oh, just so many from the other teams. Dallas, why can't I recall a left or right winger at this point? I don't know. Chris Griffin was having his best postseason yet. 9 points in 14 games for a third liner. He was one of our best depth guys, if not the best. Louis Langmuir was kind of disappointing. You don't always expect your top 6 to all have point per game runs. 5 goals. He did pick it up in the second round. He was good. And then the offense kind of stopped. When you're 90 overall compared to Lionel Waters, who's an 82 overall, and you're putting up the same amount of points. I know that's not a great way to judge players, but Louis Langmuir, you had your best regular season yet. You're growing so much. You're so young. I expect more out of you, Gogolev. Now, he's young. He scored more goals this year than he did last year. He wasn't super impressive, and I know he was playing third-line time. He was a plus player. A lot of penalty minutes, though. That is not a good thing to see. Beckman, Stone, and Duar were all pretty good. So you look at the forwards. They all did pretty solid, like they were having a Stanley Cup run. The defense, they were all really good. There was only one minus defenseman. And then you look at the one outlier from everybody else. Jaden Weeman is not good. He's 90 overall, and he's not. But he's so good in the regular season. Guys, there has to be a fall man, and it's him. Now, I was cheering for one team in the West if we didn't make it out. It was the LA Kings. They have Von Sieg there in LA, and they did end up losing to St. Louis. Jogren, one of the best defensemen in the league, moves on to the Western Conference Finals. So, against Dallas, so that'll be a fun bout. Dallas and St. Louis, and Ottawa and Toronto. What a conference finals. That is going to be a great conference finals. I'm not sure who's going to win the Stanley Cup. Draft class, we're going to talk all about that very soon. I'm excited to see who wins the Stanley Cup. I'm going to say Dallas. I have a weird feeling. And your 2020, is this 2028? Your 2028 Stanley Cup champions, the Ottawa... Is it 2028? Hold on. It is 2028. I'm right. Your Stanley Cup champions, their first ever Stanley Cup. Congratulations, Ottawa. Now we're going to... Oh my God. Oh my God. So much happened. Okay. Let's talk about the awards. I know we're picking up a lot this year, but let's check out how the rest of the playoffs shaped up. St. Louis beat Dallas in 5, which just infuriates me. If we would have just won, if we would have just finished out that series, we would have gone on to win the Stanley Cup. St. Louis doesn't have nothing on us. They have nothing on us. Ottawa, I don't think they have anything on us either. They swept Toronto. We would have won another Stanley Cup if Jaden Weeman would have played like a league average goalie, not like a 4 goals against and an .888 save percentage. Unacceptable. Why did I press back? I have no idea. Let's talk about the awards. Phenomenal regular season. I can't take anything away from that. 2 Canadian teams have won the Stanley Cup in a row. Good for them. President's Trophy, 5th, 6th straight season. I'm not sure what it is at this point, but we're the best regular season team in history, potentially. Clarence S. Campbell, the St. Louis Blues, and the Prince of Wales Trophy goes to the Ottawa Senators. Congrats. Plenty of individual awards coming our way. Anthony Francis, I want to say this is his 6th straight season with the Art Ross. Man, he's trying to go for some Gretzky records. Did he win the MVP trophy? He did. That is also his 6th straight season being the most valuable player in the NHL, and that is a fact. That's a fact. James Norris goes to Quinn Hughes for the 5th straight year. Yes, 5 straight years. 2 straight 100-point seasons. He's the best defenseman in the modern era. Lady Bing goes to Anthony Francis. Huh. So, 4 straight awards goes to Minnesota. Calder goes to Lionel Waters. You know, a surprising rookie Calder candidate. I wasn't expecting him to be anywhere near that. 44 points, 1 point ahead of the next best guy. Surprising. I didn't expect anybody on our team to be contending for that trophy, but that is huge for us stepping into the future. Conn Smythe goes to Eric Brandstrom, one of the best offensive defensemen in the league. Definitely deserves it. Vezina goes to Jaden Weeman. And William M. Jennings goes to Jaden Weeman. Bill Masterton goes to Francisco. Jack Adams goes to Williams. Frank J. Selke goes to Dylan Larkin on those poor Detroit Red Wings. Ted Lindsay goes to Anthony Francis for his probably 6th straight season. Maurice Richard trophy goes to Matthew Savoie. Congratulations. I think he was 1 goal ahead of the next best guy. Crazy stuff. So we picked up so many awards at the award show. It was a great year, regular season for us. But it was cup or bust. Each and every one of these years, it's a Stanley Cup or we lose. We won 67 regular season games. We could have won 50. We could have won 45 and made it into the postseason. We expect the most out of this team. We're paying all our big guys. They're all getting their big shot contracts. A few guys showed up, and a few guys did not. But it's time to simulate towards the draft. I'm excited for the draft lottery. Maybe we luck out, and we don't end up lucking out. We have the 10th and 11th overall pick. Those would be higher value, which is good. I wish we could have lucked out. Oh, that would have been sweet. But we do have Boston's pick next year. We didn't expect Edmonton to be that bad, right? Because they were the reigning Stanley Cup champions at the point we made that trade. Chicago does jump from 6th to 1st. Vegas from 3rd to 2nd. And Detroit from 4th to 3rd. So congratulations, Detroit. And I feel so bad for Pittsburgh. And let's look at the draft class. Now, as I was saying, a lot of top-tier centermen this year. Silas Gogol. I don't want to draft him just for that. Just for that reason. You have Endras, you have Kang, you have Parrish, you have Ekman Larson, who, might be the best player out of all these guys. I have a weird feeling he's going to be some sort of phenom. I have a feeling about that. So 10th and 11th overall pick. You have 10 and 11. You have this Abe, and you have Nelson. Not super high on any of these guys right here. You have a Sedin. Is he any relation to Henrik or Daniel? There's not a lot. Our scouts didn't do a lot of depth drafting this year. We know all the top tier players, which is usual, which is not unusual actually. We always know what the top tier players are looking like. So let's continue towards the draft. Now, just like last year, we're going to be shooting a lot in the dark. We're going to try to pick up a few awesome prospects. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But there's a few things we have to get done. But before that, we have to view retired players. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of guys going this year. And Patty Kane calls it quits on the San Jose Barracuda. 1,600 points, 629 goals in just over 1,500 games. 3 Stanley Cups to his name. That's a Hall of Fame career. Artemi Panarin, I would say a Hall of Fame career as well. I don't know. Those point totals remind me very similar to Paul Kariya. I think Paul Kariya finished with the exact same amount of games played as points. So, a very good career for Artemi Panarin. Max Pacioretty calls it quits. I have my reasons to not like Max Pacioretty and to like him. It's a love-hate relationship. Josh Bailey, Alexei Pietrangelo, almost said Petrangelov. Mark Stone. Ooh, so we lose Mark Stone. He was a good depth piece, though. I think that signing worked out for us. Andre Palat, Jaden Schwartz, Nyquist, Barry, Kreider. There's a lot of guys calling it quits this year. Jared Spurgeon, former Minnesota Wild, and Eric Hall as well. Nick Leddy, there's a lot of guys. Tyler Myers, second tallest player in the NHL. Actually, third ever, because you had that defenseman who was 6'10", who's playing in this game right now. So he's known for his, look at his neck. Dude, just look at his neck. 90% of his height is his neck. Seriously. So there's a lot of faces leaving the NHL this year. It sucks for us. Or it sucks in general because it's going to be weird. I did get to the point in the Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode where there were no faces left in the NHL and we just had to wing it. For thumbnails, it get harder. They get very, very much harder. But it is weird to see that again. Did we lose anybody but Mark Stone? Mark Stone, 800 points in 1,100 games. That's a great career for Mark Stone, one of the most underrated players in the NHL. Now, did we lose any goaltenders? The NHL. Did we lose any NHL goaltenders? Is that a thing that happened? NHL goaltenders. Braden Holtby. That is a big one. A one-time Stanley Cup champion. He's remembered for his save in game, I want to say 3 against Vegas. I can't recall. But just YouTube it. Phenomenal save. He also tied Martin Brodeur for most wins in an NHL season. Jaden Weeman eventually broke that. But we have our doubts on Jaden Weeman. Jakob Markstrom, Jake Allen. One is definitely better than the other. It's Markstrom. Antti Ranta, phenomenal goalie. Injury riddle though. Mike Condon, I also have my aggressions with him. If you don't know, I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan and I have a lot of hatred towards him for reasons. Mikko Koskinen, Ullmark, Sparks, Gillies. There's a lot of goalies. A bunch of names leaving the league this year. It gets a little bit different. Did we lose any coaches? I hope not. It looks to be good for us. So the draft is coming up. Actually, we lose a scout. It's not a really big problem. We can figure that out in the offseason. Not even going to check the draft interviews because they absolutely mean nothing and it never ever works. So it's time to enter the draft. We have to get a lot of stuff done. I don't even have my roster penciled in for the next season or potential roster because there's a lot of things we have to get done. But there's a base concept I want to go for next year. Obviously, the top line is fine, but we have to find the future. And it starts here. Any of these top teams want to trade their pick? That is not good. So we probably won't be trading up for a top tier prospect this year. I don't tend to trade into the top 3 or top 5 unless the team wants to make the deal because we have to overpay. I would overpay for one of these guys, but if the universe doesn't want it, then we will not be doing that. So to start things off, I'm going to check something, and that is to see if any team wants Jaden Weeman. Jaden Weeman's an 89 overall. We have Mackey coming up. Sizik's going to come up eventually. We have Tallender, who is going to be phenomenally 78 overall at 21 years of age. Rensfeld is ready to be the goalie, is ready to be the number 1 overall goalie. And his contract isn't up for another season. We could clear $7 million and spend it on something important like Rinsky? Potentially. Rensfeld, I don't know if he's going to be the most solid goalie, but going into the future, this is the best decision. And I know a lot of you guys might be screaming, no, women! I know. He was the goalie of the future at one point, but we've drafted so well. You know, it might be the best thing to do, and there's not a whole lot of trades out there that I'm totally interested in. yeah, it's not looking super pretty on that front. So we are actually going to go to offer trade. I know Chicago is going to make their pick right here, right now. I know it's going to be a great, great player. Too bad for us. So we're going to check around the league, potentially a prospect out there. We want to get our hands on our player or something. Because Jaden Weeman could fish us a pretty penny. Now, there is the odd time we'll go out and check players on the block. Ooh, Dylan Strom. Players on the block, but that's how we got Jack Hughes. And I do miss Jack Hughes, don't get me wrong. But that's how we got Jack Hughes. He wasn't technically on the block, but we made the trade work. It made sense for both sides. That's the only time we'd ever do a trade like that. But Dylan Strom, absolute beauty. Don't know if he fits the team at this very point in time. 2 years left. Not a huge fan of that. I mean, Nylander, is his contract over? Yeah, his contract's over. Nah. Few players there for Chicago. Tyson Yost. Gabriel Landeskog. 35 years of age. Nah. I'm looking for a young... I don't know what Oh, and Chicago made their pick. It is... Ooh, that is a beautiful pick from Chicago. They get their next Patrick Kane. That is a top-tier prospect to add to Chicago, and I am very, very sad to see a lot of those top-rated prospects go to Western Conference teams. That hurts my soul a little bit. So, let's see if we can find something out here. Is there anything out here in the land of the NHL? I don't know what I'm looking for specifically. I'm just looking for something good. And Yamamoto. This guy is consistently good. I know he's consistently good because he has Connor McDavid as his centerman. But yeah, he had a down year. Last year he had 99 points. The year before that he had 106, and he's been a consistent 90-point player. This year he just wasn't the best. Edmonton wasn't the best either, so we have to give them a break on that front. But I mean, I wouldn't want Puljujarvi. I don't know why I say Puljujarvi, but because I like saying it like that. Nothing from Florida. Flarty, you got Taylor Hall, who's 36. 2 more years on the contract. Would love me some Taylor Hall. Not sure if that works. Honestly not sure what I'm looking for. Top-rated prospect. I'm not really sure. Ooh, Bjork. 2 years. Damn. That's a freakishly cheap contract. His agent needs to be fired. Dante Fabro. Not bad. Nothing I'm really liking out here. Yeah, not a whole lot. Forsberg, nope. Remember having him. No, thank you. Yeah, really not a whole lot to choose from. You got Vladimir Tarasenko. Don't ever trade with the enemy. You got Bemstrom. Almost $2 million. Yeah, but it's St. Louis. I'd rather not trade with a division rival unless we absolutely have to. Yeah, not a whole... Wow. No, these guys are relatively older. I mean, all over 20. They probably won't grow into anything super special. Rizzy is probably the only guy that's going to turn out to be anything NHL ready. So, not really feeling that. I have a few options here from Washington. Kachuk? Question mark? We could definitely get them to retain. Anything on Winnipeg? No. Yeah. Not feeling that. Not feeling any of that, really. The only guy here I super like is... I mean, I like both these guys. I do. So, Andreas is drafted by Vegas. So we're gonna talk to Nashville. We're gonna talk to Nashville just to see if there's something realistic we can do. Okay? So we have those 2 firsts, right? And we're looking at a team that needs to draft well. You know, we have Kolyakov coming up. We have Lamb coming up. Curry potentially. Seguin potentially. So we can lose a bit this year. Chubasov is coming up. There's a lot of good coming out of this team. I just feel I am being forced to do something at this very moment, which isn't the best thing to do. But let's look at Nashville's roster and see. So Nashville, what is their center depth looking like right now? They got a lot. Huh. Yeah, they got Sugimoto, they got Harper, they got Jelovac, not sure how to pronounce that at this very moment. Yeah, some phenomenal players. How about left wingers? Kernkovic, not bad. Right wingers, yeah, they're fine. They're fine. They can definitely do away with this pick. And we're giving them a 10th and 11th pick. And we're getting a top-rated pick in this draft and we're getting a top-tier centerman, and that's what I'm really, really feeling. Edmonton and Boston. I don't think those picks are going to be anything special. I know we might be overvaluing this, but it makes sense for Nashville to do this trade, and it makes sense for us to do this trade, right? I think they would do that trade, especially with all the value that we're giving up. They could use it for a winger, but there's not many wingers this team would go out and get, right? I mean, Hoglander's still there? Oh, Hoglander. Oh, they might lose him. Too bad. I really want to do this trade. You know, I'm going to try it. Okay? Trade accepted. The 5th overall pick is ours. You can talk about that all you want. I think it makes sense realistically. They get the 10th and 11th. They might get something really good out of that. They get 2 picks, right? Look at their center depth. They look relatively fine. Now, goaltenders, how are they looking on that front? They got a prospect there, too. Okay, we could have given them Jaden Weeman. We could have. Okay, Detroit picks Kang. Phenomenal centerman there. Okay, Pittsburgh. Who are they going to pick? Ekman Larson. Damn, that was a guy I was looking at. I'm like, this guy's going to be pretty good. And he is. Okay, so we're looking at... Who's the other guy here? Oh, what? Oh, my God. I'm such an idiot. I feel like an idiot. Ugh. You know that moment when you feel like the biggest idiot in the entire world? Wait. Was there not 3 centermen in the top 5? Okay. We can make this work. We're fine. We're gonna pick Parrish. Harry Parrish? Phenomenal name. I just think that's we're not starting this offseason off very well. But we still can trade Weeman, right? We can make it work. It's not like we're getting something bad out of it, like a top 4. Could you imagine? Who would be so upset? Okay. Harry Parrish. Lacks size. That doesn't matter. Similar to PK Subban. Very friendly, but keeps to himself. I like guys like that. He seems to be an offensive, capable defenseman. Lefty. You know, with guys getting older like Eminem, Hughes, Rinsky's going, Potvin is a question mark. It's nice to bring on a new, fresh defenseman, and that makes all the other defensemen that we could potentially trade. They make them assets. They turn them into assets. I mean, everybody on this team is an asset, but it makes them open for negotiation. So Harry Parrish. Phenomenal name. I love him already. Welcome to Minnesota. Ooh, what a phenomenal defenseman. Why am I complaining? 80 overall offensive defenseman out of the draft. We got the second best player here in the top 5. I know he kind of fell to us unexpectedly, or we thought, what am I doing? But we get a phenomenal player. I hope Nashville gets something good out of their picks, just so it seems more even, more justifiable. And that's it for the first round, okay? Now, the thing that we might have to do right now is wait to trade Weeman until we get to free agency so we can look around the block and try it again. Okay, because is there anybody... Let me look at the contracts here. Is there anybody that I would like to trade away? Wow, Newman is making the most money on this team. Oh, no, he's not making the most money anymore because we signed it. Okay, yeah, it's fine. I love him. I love him to death. Yeah, I like all my top guys. You know, it's just... We're going to be like Pittsburgh and Chicago where we just trade out our depth pieces and move them along for cheaper options. And keep our top guys because I don't want to lose... These guys you see right here, these top guys that you see, I don't want to lose any of them. We're paying them a lot of money. A lot of guys did take hometown discounts. Mironov, Petrangelov, Langmeter. They did us a solid. And Brant Clark. Don't forget Brant Clark. And we get Parrish, and Brant Clark's going to expect a lot more money. There's a lot of defensemen on this team in the very near future that are going to ask for some money. And we might have made the best pick possible. You never know. Rinsky's done his contract. I don't want to trade any of these other guys away. Duar is going to be a lifelong Minnesota Wild just because I like what he brings to the table. And there's no other contract here. Weeman is the only guy I want to see gone. Legit, I don't want him on this team anymore. Rensfeldt is the way of the future. Weeman is gone. There's no question about that. That's a fact. Weeman's gone. Mackey might even be a backup goaltender this year. Tallender might. But I want Weeman gone. I don't see him on this team any longer. I don't. That's a fact. And Calgary picks Hartikainen. That's not a bad pick. But could you imagine if we traded those two first and accidentally got this guy? I would have been a little upset. So our next pick is at 89th overall. I'm going to sim up to that pick. I know we're going to miss a bunch. It's in the third round. Haven't not picked in the second round in a very long time. So let's see what we missed here in the first round. Yeah, we got one of the best players. Radulov, Danner, Nelson, Abe, Krog. So Washington with two phenomenal names. So Nashville picks Elliott. Oh, what? Did Nashville trade their pick mid-draft? I've never seen that before. Because we traded them the 10th and 11th? And they moved back for Elliott? And more? I'm sure we'll see it after we simulate this draft. But very, very interesting. I think that's Nashville's fault. Just saying. Lee. Ooh, Dowell. Okay. There's some top guys. Sortini. Okay, there's some... Sedin. Ooh. He's got his father's genetics. Steffens. Skroder. Rudder. Yeah, there's a few decent prospects out there. Shishkinov. It's a decent first round. Better than I first thought it was going to be. Second round, what did we miss out on? Kind of dips off. There's a few top 6, top 4 players here. Yeah, definitely. Ooh. Montreal with a highly goaltender. Congratulations, Montreal. You draft something good. Okay. So it looks like free agency is where we're going to make our stand on Weeman. I didn't find the specific trade I wanted to make, and I didn't want to just trade him away for like 2 firsts, which I could definitely do. I want to make the trade right. I don't want to bring him back. I don't see him on my team anymore. I don't. 160 wins, Owen. Sorry, too bad. He's lost my confidence. He's done that too much to me. Every playoff run, he does something incredibly stupid. But your defense, look at our defense and tell me it's bad. Tell me. Okay, so, Wyatt Batalagila. Ooh, that's a name. Ooh, I love the name alone. There's a few. Maybe we'll get something good. The rest of the draft, you don't know. I legitimately don't know the rest of the draft. But you know what? Let's go ahead and pick Ooh, I don't know what I want. Oh, but this A+ competition. I'm gonna go with the A+ competition guy. Left winger. Not a great pick, but do be like that sometimes. I'll go with James. Okay, let's see. Is Battle Aguila good? Is Battle Aguila good? If he's good, I'm gonna be so upset. Are they not picking them? Did he go? Is he off the board? What? Am I stupid or something? Hold on, let's sum up to 120th. Wow. Wow, it's been an interesting draft so far. Nope, nothing in the third. Battle. Oh, he wasn't great. Okay, so we didn't miss out on too much. It was just one of those picks, you know? So, do we do our normal thing and go out and get a goalie? Because that's what we seem to do really good at. So, who is the top rated goalie? This Gryba, Finley, Carcillo. Let's go out and pick Theo Gryba. We know how to pick goalies. If only we could do this for forwards and defensemen, man. He's 17 years of age. That's a phenomenal pick, Owen. Thank you very much, Owen. You're so good at your job. And that is drafting goaltenders. If you need help drafting goaltenders, just ask me. It's blind luck, literally. Oh, okay. Nothing. Oh, Dallas picked a person named Wild. How dare they? Another goaltender in Carcillo. That's the guy that I was originally going to pick. Not a bit. Goaltenders are definitely something to pick this year. Maybe we go out and pick another goaltender? Question mark. So, 27th pick in the 5th round. 151st overall. We go with Adam Smiles. We should go out and get a position player. There's not a whole lot I like here. There's a whole lot of stuff that I really don't like too much. I think the best decision to make this time would potentially go out and get a goaltender. Or we go out and get Caden Sexton. Ooh, what a name. Canzanello. Ooh, Dubnik, who's a goaltender, 20. He'll probably be decent. Artemi Fedorov. You know what? We're going to go with a Fedorov. Why the hell not? 7th. Haven't picked one of those in a while. Okay, not a great pick, but it do be like that sometimes. Nothing super great here to end the 5th. Sticks, anything super good. Yeah, it seems like the draft has died off a little bit, so I think we're going to go out and pick a goalie just for the assets, because why the hell not? Tell me why not, huh? You don't have a good reason? So let's go out and pick a goalie. Or I don't know what Canzanello's speaking something to me. Oh, I want Canzanello. Rylan please. Ah, damn it. Never trust your gut ever again, Owen. Never. Never. I'm so disappointed in myself. Yeah, it's been, compared to last year's draft, this has sucked. But, was that a franchise guy? I thought I saw a franchise guy. Well, I was wrong. It's bottom 6, okay? Bunch of goalies off the board. Okay. Can we get... No, I don't want Toronto's pick. Owen with the fat thumbs. Thank you very much. I don't need that. No, thank you. Can we get something good? Antti Stepanen is right here, and that's what we're going with. Fringe starter. You know what? I've had worse drafts. I have. I missed out on a low elite. God damn you, Dallas, to hell. I think that that's a rivalry that is going to go for a very long time. So did Nashville make a trade? Nashville must have made a trade because we traded them the 2 first-round draft picks. 10. What? That was with Nashville, right? Oh, that confuses the hell out of me. But the draft is over. We got a top-tier defensive prospect, even though I didn't... I should have paid more attention. It's not even that late in the day. I'm recording at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m., sorry. I did work 8 hours today, so give me a little bit of a break. We did get a phenomenal player, though. You can't deny that. Things are changing here in Minnesota, but I think for the better. plenty of stuff coming in the next episode tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every single day here on this YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.